Tips, and more tips. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D, and I want to welcome everyone to Nature Day, Coach D's Tips. And once again, I'm here to remind you that yes, today you are an official 13% vegan, which, if you want a quick reminder, simply means that you are only eating plant foods only 4 days out of the month. One, two, three, four. Yes, it's just that easy. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and dive into Coach D's tips. Now, very quickly, the reason for my tips is to offer you just a little bit of advice. Why? Because I want you to be a successful 13% vegan. All right. Tip number one, prepare a budget of anywhere from as low as $20 to as much as $100. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing this now for a few years, and I gotta tell you that a budget of anywhere from $20 to $100 will definitely work for you. Now, the reason why I'm providing you with such a broad range is because I don't know what your income level is. So I played with this. Some months I had a lot of money, some months I had a little bit of money. But whatever my situation was, I was always able to do it. Why? Because I know what type of plant foods to purchase, whether I have a big budget or a small budget. Now, if your budget is small and perhaps you are on the lower end of the range, then you definitely want to go with your legumes and whole grains. Why? Because those plant foods are cheaper. However, if you're on the higher end of the range, then go with your fruits, vegetables, and nuts and seeds. Usually, fruits, vegetables, and nuts and seeds tend to be a little more pricey. So, whatever your budget is, I know that you can do it. Tip number two. Not only do you need to watch the movie Forks Over Knives, but Coach D is suggesting, if not recommending, that you also go check out the website, forksOverKnives.com. Remember, the website is meant to go along with the movie. So, when you go to the website, check out the recipes tab. They have over 500 different vegan meals that you can try. They provide you with the ingredients, they provide you with the instructions, and they also provide you with the cooking time. So if you're the type of person who loves to cook, who loves to try out new recipes and new dishes, then this website is definitely for you. Tip number three. Now, I know that some people, kind of like myself, don't really like to do a whole lot of cooking. So if that's you, why not support the vegan community by going to eat at a vegan restaurant? Now, I do understand that some of you may be new to the vegan lifestyle and you may not even know that vegan restaurants exist. Well, if that's you, all you have to do is a quick Google search of vegan restaurants in your area. So wherever you live throughout the United States or even throughout the world, I am quite sure that there is a vegan restaurant near you. Also, go to the prepared dishes section of your grocery store. Usually they have vegan, if not vegetarian dishes in the prepared dishes section. So if you live in a city that has a Whole Foods or a Fresh Market, definitely go visit them. I shop there. They have amazing meals. Two of my favorites would be the California quinoa salad as well as the sweet kale salad. I always get those month in, month out. I love them. They do my body very, very good. Tip number four, buy extra toilet paper. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because whenever you increase your plant food consumption, you automatically increase the fiber intake. So, fiber does relieve constipation and it helps you go to the bathroom more often. So because you're going to be on the pot more often, which by the way is a very good thing, yes, you will need more toilet paper. So definitely go out and buy extra toilet paper. Tip number 5. Remember, I want you to be successful. So, being that you're a 13% vegan, meaning you're eating plant foods 4 days of the month, I want you to get into the habit of carrying food and water with you wherever you go. So whether you go to work, whether you go to class, whether you go to the gym, whether you're at home, always have your plant foods and water with you. This way, you won't be tempted by the fast food restaurants that are on the streets. You won't be tempted to go to the cafeteria. You won't be tempted to eat something that your coworker or maybe one of your colleagues or a fellow student may be eating. Carry food and water with you wherever you go. That way you're more likely to be successful. Tip number 6. Try not to eat or drink at restaurants, bars, and clubs. Now, I do understand that a lot of restaurants are now putting forth effort in order to accommodate vegans and vegetarians. However, sometimes it can be very, very tempting, especially if you're with friends and family members who are not vegan or vegetarian, right? So please try not to eat at restaurants, bars, and or clubs. Tip number 7. Now, I just said try not to eat at bars, restaurants, and clubs. However, I know that life happens. So if you find yourself at a restaurant, a bar, or club, always ask the waiter or waitress if they offer vegan or vegetarian dishes, okay? If they do, chances are they're on the menu, but rather than look through a big menu, just go ahead and ask the waiter or waitress. They will quickly point out where you can find those dishes. So always ask, never assume. Tip number 8. Inform your friends and family members that you are a 13% vegan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very important that we share this information with other people. Okay? So let other people know exactly what it is you're doing. You never know. They may support you by asking you a few questions. They may support you by wanting to do it also. So inform your friends and family members that you are a 13% vegan. Tip number 9. Stay focused on what you can eat, not on what you cannot eat. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about having an attitude of gratitude, which basically means focus on what you have. So remember, you can eat all the fruit you want, all the vegetables you want, all the nuts and seeds you want, all the whole grains and legumes you want. So as you're going through the course, look at all those different foods that you can select from. So please, focus on what you can eat and not on what you cannot eat. Tip number 10. Now earlier, I recommended that you watch the movie Forks Over Knives. And while watching the movie, you probably chuckled when Dr. Terry Mason came on the screen and he said this: if it walked, hopped, swam, crawled, slithered, had eyes, a mom and a dad, don't eat it. So there you have it, guys. Not only did Dr. Terry Mason say it, Coach D is also saying it. Tip number 11. Eat your top 5 plant foods backwards. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because you want to save the best for last, right? So if you start with your least favorite plant foods at the beginning, then you have nothing but your favorites to look for at the end. That way you're more motivated to continue to eating your plant foods for the 4 days that you are a 13% vegan. Tip number 12. Now, this is for those of us who really enjoy cooking, but we don't have a lot of time. Buy a pressure cooker. A pressure cooker is a great way to cook your whole grains and your legumes in a short amount of time. So, if you enjoy cooking, please go out, purchase a pressure cooker. They're not that expensive. They'll save you time and money. Tip number 13. I want to suggest that you watch a second movie. It happens to be called The Secret. As you will become familiar with the 23% challenge, a lot of the principles that you will learn are based on the law of attraction. So please watch the movie. That way you'll know exactly what you're in for. Tip number 14. Invest in a NutriBullet. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best ways to eat more plants is to drink more plants. Okay? So if you want to save time and you want a delicious smoothie, definitely invest in a NutriBullet. Tip number 15. Please stay away from canned plant foods. Ladies and gentlemen, the best way to eat your plant foods, of course, is raw or fresh. And probably the most unhealthiest way to eat them is canned. You got to understand something. Canned foods, whether it's a plant food or animal food, they're loaded with preservatives and additives. Plus, they are just very unhealthy for the body. So please stay away from canned plant foods. Now, if your budget only allows you to eat canned foods, then go right ahead. But Coach D recommends that you stay away from those and go with the fresh variety. Tip number 16. Go grocery shopping alone or go with someone who is motivating you to do this. Or go with someone who is supportive of you being a 13% vegan. Nothing will derail your efforts faster than a friend or family member putting in processed foods and animal products in the basket along with your plant foods. So Coach D recommends that you go grocery shopping alone or go with someone who maybe wants to join in on the fun, or someone who is motivating and supportive. Feedback, feedback, and more feedback. It could be in the form of a question, a comment, or a concern. Whatever it may be, write it in the comment box below. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. And before I sign out, always remember, I love you, so take care and God bless.